have Captain Ferrante. You will be the first one.
I just wanted to answer any questions that you have. I'll throw something out very quickly, which is one of the pushes we've had with the new chief and assistant chief, Larry Escobar's the acting chief, and Eddie Garcia's assistant chief, is pushing out a little more social media. Many of you here belong to Nextdoor, which is a great social site for connecting with your neighbors and talking about neighborhood issues. We've recently just joined that. You may or may not have posted on that and may or may not have gotten a response from us. Because we had so many responses, we were a little overwhelmed by it, and we're kind of still trying to figure out the best way to utilize that and respond to your comments and respond to your issues. So give us a little bit of time on that, and hopefully we can work out the bugs. I made some posts today, and I think we're gonna get it figured out. But I think it's a great tool, and we're looking forward to using it to keep it going. So I'll just open it up to any questions you guys have. Oh, we have a few. I'll start at the front.
Hi. Are we going to benefit in District 5 in any way from that new substation in South San Jose?
Well, directly, no. Because nothing in this division is related specifically to the Southern Division. The Southern Division is everything west of 101 and a little bit south. But honestly, that substation, if it opens next year, will be more of a phased program. So our goal is to not dump a ton of resources into that substation. The substation, frankly, was designed to accommodate growth in the department. Our current structure really wasn't designed to hold more than 1,400 officers and non-sworn professional staff. So we needed to expand. So we got the ballot measure, built the substation. It's a beautiful substation. It's going to be great. But at the time it was built, we're anticipating significant growth in Coyote Valley. We're looking at significant growth in the police department and going beyond 1,400 officers, maybe 16, 17, 18, 1,900 officers. We're currently at under 1,000. We've shrunk dramatically. There isn't a huge need for that substation right now. So what we'll do is we'll open it to enhance some services in the Southern Division, which is, traveling distance quite a ways from downtown. But it's not going to have a significant impact on the Foothill Division in District 5. Yes?
The comment was made that the parolees that came out of the state did not, basically are not committing crimes. But I find that difficult to believe for one reason, and that is we're having a very large increase in nonviolent crime, burglaries and carjackings, car thefts and everything else. And there isn't a lot of investigation going on. There isn't a lot of even responding going on. So if these people are doing those type of crimes, considering they've already done some of those things before, doesn't it logically make sense that these people are doing it, but we're not catching them because we don't have police officers?
Well, I see your argument. We can only rely on the statistics that we have. I don't have the statistics that Dr. Smith had. They're a county program. They're in charge of these parolees, or now probationers, although they're basically parolees, but it's handled under probation. I don't have any of those statistics. I'm taking him at his word that what he's saying is correct, that there's a lower rate of recidivism. But you make a point, which is, hey, if we're not catching the guys, how do we know if they're committing the crimes or not? I don't know. I think we saw this spike before the release that we've had and the control, the local control over these people coming out of prison. I wouldn't be surprised if they were contributing to that spike. To say that it is they're solely responsible for it would be a big stretch. But yeah, I mean, it's very possible that they're contributing to that spike. But judging by Dr. Smith's statistics, I certainly can't stand up here and say that they're a big contributor, because I don't have those numbers. Yes, sir.
What's the cause of the incidents for the officers?
Well, it's a couple of things. I'd love to stand up here and tell you everything's great and we're the best organization around and morale is high, but we are a great organization, but morale is not high. And There are a couple of main issues. One is the pay and compensation. We took a 10% pay cut. It was supposed to be temporary. The city pretty much turned around and said, no, it's a permanent cut. We kind of said, well, we said we were going to take the cut, and then we extended it for a year so that the city could get back on its feet, and we could avoid layoffs. And then when it came back, we said, well, no, we'll take that to arbitration. So that really rubbed guys the wrong way. And they laid off officers on top of that, which rubbed even more people the wrong way. Our retirement system, our program is under assault. We're currently in litigation with that for Measure B. So there are a lot of different things that are coming to play that are putting a lot of pressure on officers. And a lot of the officers that have resigned haven't resigned because they're not happy with the police department, or they don't like the organization, or they're unhappy with the citizens of San Jose. It comes down to finances, and a lot of them are just saying, hey, I have to make a choice, work in a place that I really like to work at, doing a great job with great people, or feeding my family and keeping my home, and they're choosing to feed their family and keep their home, and they're moving to, for the most part, local jurisdictions around San Jose and in the Bay Area.
How many more people are we going to lose, you mean, percentage-wise?
Pardon me?
How many more?
Well, I don't know. I mean, that's a question that nobody really knows. Right now, we're losing annually actually more people than we can hire. I want to say last year we lost over 100, and we hired about 90 that we have to train, put through the academy, then train in the streets, and get them to make it through probation. So, you know, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. Yes?
So the surrounding communities, their retirement plans aren't really better, are they? Is it just a compensation issue, mostly as far as?
Well, it depends. So right now, a new hire, let's not even get into new hires. We'll get into the officers that are here now. Measure B, a person like me, I get a certain retirement. It's set at about 2.5 per year, and then it goes to 4 for the last 10 years. It's backloaded. It's a fantastic retirement. But what's happened is that they're telling these guys, hey, if you want to stay in your retirement system, and we're contributing currently about 21% of our gross income to our retirement system. It's not free. It's not a free benefit. It's an expensive benefit. They're saying that would go up another 16%. So an officer in San Jose making $100,000 a year would be paying $36,000 towards their retirement right off the top from their gross income. And then they pay their income tax, state and federal on top of that, and so they'd be taking home like $30,000.
But that's to keep 90%.
No, that's just,
forward, or?
no, that's not 90%. That's to go to, I want to say it's now down to about 70%, 75%. I don't know the exact numbers, but in order to stay in the program as it currently sits, yeah, you'd have to have that. Yeah.
Why aren't those numbers being widely distributed to the citizens? I mean, you know, we hear occasionally, but what you just described is the most succinct definition of what's going on. I mean, if you look at the idea of somebody who's earning 100,000 and only taking home 30, no wonder they're leaving, and nobody knows that, or at least a lot of people.
Well, it hasn't come to pass yet. I mean, we're talking the pressure that's on the officers.
Right.
That's under litigation right now. It's in the courts. It's actually in a couple of different courts, as I understand it. And it may not come to pass. And if it doesn't, then we're probably going to retain a lot of these guys. But
It's affecting you guys.
the uncertainty is definitely affecting officers. And then the pay cut is also very difficult.
So on a basis of 100 now, where are you taking home? Where are the people before all the new cuts coming? Are you taking home half of that or less than that right now?
I'm sorry?
Okay, your example was an officer earning $100,000. Based on where you are today, your contribution to pensions and everything else went way up. And so therefore, are the people leaving because they've already are taking the cuts today, or are they leaving for a combination of today's cuts and the future potential?
It's a combination of the two. A lot of them that I've seen, and I'll try not to take up too much, is they just can't afford to be here right now because they took a 10% pay cut right off the top, They got to pay more for their benefits like healthcare. And then, you know, we've also had to increase what we're putting into our pension benefit. So you add all that up, and it's very difficult for them to stay here. They can go to another agency, put in 9% towards their retirement, and make more money annually or hourly, as the case may be, because the surrounding jurisdictions are just paying more money. So they're able to work less hours to make more money and keep their homes. So.
Okay, if you have any more questions for the captain, I'm sure that he would be, much happier to, answer any of your questions on the side. Okay, well, let's give Captain.